I guess almost everyone suffers from social fear at some stage, even people you would least expect. A lot of stars. Kim Basinger has a fear of speaking in public. Laurence Olivier suffered from stage fright. And Barbara Streisand famously forgot words at a concert in 1967 and did not perform for another 27 years out of embarrassment. Now, have a look at Nicolas Cage in the film adaptation.
There's a bump. I'm starting to sweat. Stop sweating. I've got to stop sweating. Can she see it dripping down my forehead? Oh, she looked at my hairline. She thinks I'm bald.
We think you're great.
Oh, wow. Thanks. That's nice to hear.
We all just loved the Malkovich script.
Thanks.
Such a unique voice. Boy, I'd love to find a portal into your brain.
Trust me, it's no fun.
Overcoming fears can be, you know, really, really tough. Psychologist Anthony Gunn has written a book about it. He joins me now. Good morning, Anthony.
Morning, Carrie-Anne.
You know, I mentioned some of the stars. We just saw Nicolas Cage in a movie, but being famous does not preclude you from being embarrassed and anxious. In fact, it could make it worse.
Oh, most definitely. Now, this is actually a fear that affects everyone. And humans' #1 fear is worrying what other people think of us. So just because someone's in the spotlight on a regular basis doesn't mean they're immune from it. We all are impacted by this.
Well, whether it's Streisand who forgot words and didn't perform for another 25 years in front of 100,000 people, or somebody getting up to talk at a wedding in front of 100 people, it is all relative. So what's the basic common denominator of being anxious?
Well, it's all about worrying what other people think of us. And so what anxiety is doing, well, anxiety is actually designed to protect us, so we need that. Without anxiety, we'd probably do stupid things like walk on the edge of cliffs or walk in front of cars. So we need anxiety. But the thing is being able to learn to manage it and control it. Now, social anxiety, the way that works is it's all about worrying what other people think of us. So we may do something or break a social rule. Now, a good example I can give of this is recently I was at the shops there with my 2 little kids, and my son, he was a bit tired and hungry, and he started having a massive temper tantrum. And everyone in the shop was just looking. I felt humiliated. But what made it even worse is when I turned around and there was an elderly lady and she just looked at me and just shook her head, went, and the embarrassment just shot up. And it's all because I felt like I was being judged badly.
So, once we understand that it's the judgmental factor that is making anxiety worse, what are the physical manifestations of anxiety?
Well, once again, it's designed to prime our body to be at its best. So simple things like shaking, we're also... we're just looking, fear of rejection by others, acknowledgement that it's a normal human emotion. Avoidance makes social fear worse. Do you think it does? Oh, well and truly. If you avoid a situation, then it's going to compound it. And it inadvertently teaches us that, hang on, we're not capable of being able to conquer this fear.
Let's go back to my original question. How does it manifest itself? We just saw Nicolas Cage in there.
Yes.
Sort of, you could see the body language, and he's saying, stop sweating. Because the old sweaty palms, sweating is a dead giveaway.
Yeah, dry mouth is another common one. So we've got the shaking hands. Often needing a need to go to the toilet as well on a regular basis.
Why does that happen?
Well, what's happening is there's only so much blood in the body, and it can't be everywhere at once. So when we get anxious, it sends the blood to the major muscles in our bodies, such as the legs and the arms, to be able to outrun something. So it's not needed in the digestive system. So what the body does is it just gets rid of everything in the digestive system. Hence
making you think you want to go to the loo.
Spot on, and often we don't even need to go.
And also anxiety can be associated with your mind just goes blank. You get terribly scared, nervous, your mind goes blank. Why?
Well, what's happening here is the blood flow is actually being redirected away from the logical part of the brain, which is at the front here, and it's being directed towards the fear centre. And so the logical part isn't getting enough blood, whereas the fear centre is getting too much. And a simple way of being able to overcome this is just taking deep breaths. And what that does is it helps restore this blood flow. So a lot of people, they may, say someone has a go at, some of your viewers may be able to relate to this, someone has a go at them in public, and it's not until a few hours later that they come back with a great comeback. Oh, I should have said this or that. That's because the blood flow is restored.
So breathing deeply when you're anxious is a good thing. OK, it does happen to everyone. So besides deep breathing, how can we stop ourselves being anxious if we know we are going to be anxious?
Well, the #1 thing here is to accept that you're going to be anxious. Now, what happens is a lot of people try to fight their anxiety and get rid of it. You can never get rid of anxiety.
So fighting anxiety is probably the worst thing you could ever do.
Spot on, spot on. So in other words, what you need to do is accept the anxiety, and as crazy as it sounds, be friends with it. Now, I know that sounds crazy, but by being friends with your anxiety and accepting it, it lowers it dramatically because you're no longer fighting it.
So you go, OK, this is going to be a terrifying situation. I have to do it, though. So I'm just going to deeply breathe and get on with it.
Spot on.
Preparation must be an enormous key. If you're confident in your preparation, that's got to go a long way.
Oh, well and truly, Carrie-Anne. Now, the thing here is a lot of people, what they try to do is they'll jump in the deep end of the pool and without knowing how to swim. It's all about taking small steps. So if you're scared of something, it's a social situation, it's better off to break it down into steps and how can I approach this in small, gradual steps.
Does it get worse as you get older or better?
Generally, it gets better, but the fear is always there. The reason it often gets better is because people later on in life are less concerned about what others think of them.
The give a toss factor.
Yeah.
OK, and just finally, people with kids who perhaps are a little shy and nervous, your advice?
Well, the thing here is for the parent themselves to manage their own anxiety. What research has found is if you treat a child's anxiety without the parent treating theirs, it won't have any effect.
Anthony Gunn, it's valuable advice and congratulations on your book.
Thank you, Carrie-Anne.
Be confident. There you go. OK, now, throw